G'day guys, this lesson's all about transformation. So, in earlier years you would have heard the words flip, slide, and turn. These are still the basic concepts that we use, but now we call them something slightly different. So, instead of calling it a flip, we now call it a reflection. Instead of a slide, we call that a translation. And instead of turn, we use the term rotation. Okay, so the first of those terms that we're going to look at is reflection, used to be known as flip. So I've got a triangle here. When we reflect something, or we want to see its reflection, at home we look in a mirror, we see our reflection. That's exactly what we're going to do here. So our blue dotted line here is my mirror. Just like holding a mirror here, I would then see a reflected image of that triangle on the other side of my mirror. So all I do is I take the points of that triangle and reflect them across that dotted line. So I take the distance of each of those points and put it onto the other side. So I measure this distance, I measure it on this side and place my point there. Same with this one, I measure the distance, I measure it across here, and I put the point out there. After that, it's just a big dot to dot where I can join those three dots together and end up with the reflected view of the triangle I began with. The next term we're looking at is slide or translation. So translation just means to take a shape and move it to another part of wherever you're working at the moment. So when we do that, we cannot change the size of the shape. We definitely cannot change the shape itself. So if I was going to move my square that I've got here from this point, I'm going to move it down this far to this point. So what I need to do is I need to move each of those points that same distance. So same distance, same angle for each of those points. And then I recreate that square down here in my new location. And I should, drawing's a bit dodgy, I should end up with the exact same shape, just moved to a different position. I've just grabbed it and slid it across my page. And the final term we're going to look at is rotation. So rotation is turning a shape around a point. So say I've got this triangle here and I want to rotate it around this point here. So I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Or 90 degrees. 90 degrees clockwise. So I take this shape, I'm going to find the point that I rotated around, and I'm going to turn it 90 degrees around that shape. Or around that point, sorry. So this point would come up to here. This one would turn around and end up here. This point will turn and end up out here. So I end up turning my triangle around that point by 90 degrees. So it's turned from here around 90 degrees.